Today I'm going to share 12 print-on-demand tools as well as resources with you that you can use for free to create better designs, find more niches, and just overall get more sales. And a few of the tools that I will mention today, I've never really spoken about on this channel, and I rarely see anyone speak about them on YouTube related to print-on-demand, so make sure to stick around for those. First of all, we've got a website called freedesignresources.net, and this has got various different categories. So we've got fonts, mockups, templates for various different tools and applications. We've got graphics, but this is only icons, unfortunately, and add-ons. And add-ons are for specific software and tools. You can get add-ons for those. Essentially, if we click into one of the categories, so let's say fonts right here, you will notice that some of these are only free for personal use. So you have to actually filter this right here by 100% free, but there's still a ton of results. So this font, for example, over here looks pretty nice. Let's zoom in a bit. Luna, that's a font that I've used a lot in the past. Really cool free font. And you can just scroll through, click into any of these, download them. Is there over 7 pages of free fonts? No, there's not. So still a lot of choice right here. And a lot of these do look really nice and applicable to t-shirt design as well. Sometimes you'll find that a lot of free stuff is not really t-shirt design friendly, but I could definitely see some of these work right here for print on demand. So besides the fonts, if we go into the mockup section, there isn't too much for print on demand here, but filter this by 100% free. There is definitely a wide variety of different products and mockup types, which is interesting. And these do look really good. It's over 17 pages right here. There's a nice phone case mockup. So it's definitely good to get you started if you've got an Etsy store, for example, and you don't want to spend any money on mockups. So check this site out. It's got some cool stuff and a wide variety of free options. Next up, we've got a really cool tool that can help you generate color schemes for your designs. This website is called Color Space, and by the way, all of the sites and tools will be linked in the description so you can find them more easily. And this site works in quite an interesting way. So all you have to do is select one color right here from this drop down. So let's say I want my t-shirt design to have orange within it. So select a nice orange from here, then hit generate, and it's going to give you a wide variety of fully fleshed out color schemes. So I think the generic gradient, for example, looks really amazing right here. That could be very usable for a vintage sunset design and various other applications. The matching gradient is quite a different feel, so quite a lot of green in this. Twisted spot palette, that looks interesting. And by the way, if you like any of the colors that you see, you can easily click into the hex codes right here and copy these with Control-C, and then obviously paste them into your design tool. So lots of variety. You can scroll down for quite a while and you get tons of different ideas. So really fun site to play around with. And they also have a couple of other tools right here. There's a gradient one and a 3 color gradient generator as well. So have fun trying this out. It's definitely really useful, and I hope it helps you with your design process. Moving on, here we've got Adobe Express, and when you hear the word Adobe, you usually assume it's going to cost you a lot of money. But in this case, you can use this tool for free, and whilst there is a few premium features, most of them are literally free and you can use them commercially, which is really cool. For example, if we click on create, you've got a section right here for social media. So if you're doing social media marketing, you've got a ton of templates for Instagram stories, posts, TikTok videos, YouTube thumbnails. There's so many options. You've also got various other topics right here for marketing and business, logos, banners, etc. And we've got stuff like greeting cards, invitations. That's something you can sell as print on demand, posters as well. So that is just one side to Adobe Express. If you click on quick actions, you've also got things like remove background, which a lot of people are really interested in now due to AI artwork. You can convert files to different formats, resize them, crop them. We've got more quick actions right here related to video. You can create PDF files and edit them if you want to, for example, sell digital downloads. Then it's nice to have sort of accompanying PDF file. So the possibilities with this tool are massive. I literally just watched a video recently by one of the sort of bigger Adobe YouTubers that create a lot of Adobe tutorials, and he showed so many different features within Adobe Express that you can use for free, and I was really impressed by it. So definitely worth checking out if you don't have any paid design tools, because this is, in my opinion, or from what I've seen, one of the best free ones out there. And it says right here as well, free use forever, no credit card required, which is very reassuring. So yeah, amazing tool. Give it a try, and I'm sure you won't regret it. I would love to show you more about this, but it probably need a separate tutorial of like 10-20 minutes at least. I don't want to have a really long section about one tool in this video, but just looking through this homepage, I think you can get a good idea as to what it's going to look like, what these designs look like that you get as templates. So yeah, hope this helps you with the design process and makes your life easier. Resource number 4 is dafont.com, and this is one of my go-to websites when it comes to finding free fonts. I use this a lot, especially in the beginning of my print on demand journey. And yeah, so a few ways to use this site. The first one is this long sort of category list right here, which is really handy because depending on what niche you're entering, what sort of designs you're creating, you might want a different style of font, and they have a lot of good styles right here. So one that I would recommend is Eroded, because that gives you sort of grungy, distressed fonts. But what's important to bear in mind is not all of these fonts are free for commercial use. You still have to filter a bit further. By clicking on more options right here, you can then take 100% free. And a few things I like to change as well. This right here to 200, because then we get 200 fonts per page, and the size to large. That way the letters are easier to make out. You can also enter a preview text. Let's say you're creating a design for fishing. Just type in fishing right here, and if that's part of your t-shirt, you can instantly see what it's going to look like with that specific font. And as you can see right here, DCC Ash is one of the most popular ones in this category, and that's a font that I constantly see in really good selling t-shirts on Amazon. So definitely a popular one, not just for designers, but with customers as well. So check that one out, DCC Ash. Scrolling down further, we've also got Wicked Grit. I used to use that a lot back in the day on my earlier designs. We've got, what else? By Panora, that looks quite good. So as you can see, a lot of variety, very cool fonts, and some other categories to check out. Retro is quite good. Chinese and Japanese, if you're, creating anime designs, for example. We've got sci-fi for space themed stuff. We've also got handwritten and brush. That's quite interesting and can work quite well as well in certain niches, and holiday themed. So Easter, Halloween, Christmas, all that stuff, you get specifically themed fonts for them. Horror, I think I've found a few nice ones in here as well for Halloween before. Schlop, that's a good one. I've used that before in my designs. So just take a look at this site. It's really cool and very fun to look through. Just always remember to filter it by 100% free. Next up, we've got a bit of a different tool, and this I think only works for Windows, unfortunately, but it is so useful. I wish I'd found this earlier, and I bet you will also love it. So it's called PowerToys, and it's something you download, install on your device, and one of the things it does is within your file explorer, when you've got SVG files, for example, you never see what they actually look like, which is really annoying. But if you've got this enabled, then I can show you an example. You actually get thumbnails of the design within the SVG file. Now, it doesn't work if you've got a white design on a white background, but besides that, it's so handy. Saves a lot of time with just locating the right SVG file and opening it instantly. So that is one cool feature. There is probably a lot of features I don't even know about yet, but one I recently learned of is the color picker as well. So as designers or as print on demand sellers, we often want to pick and copy a certain color, and this allows you to do it everywhere within your Windows PC. And this is the shortcut right here. You can also customize this. It's Windows key, Shift and C. So essentially, once you've clicked that, as you can see, your mouse turns into a color picker. Whatever you hover over on your screen is the color that gets picked up. If I click on this, now I can instantly copy either the hex code, RGB or HSL setting. Very nice, good, useful tool that I'm going to definitely use a lot more in the future to save time. And yeah, I hope PowerToys helps you out as well. Next up, we've got a really interesting tool that can help you find keywords to use in your listing, as well as niches. And I've only used this a couple of times now, but I've always found some very interesting micro niches with small search results, but still decent demand. So definitely worth checking this out. Once you've clicked the link in the description, you want to then click on Visit Keyword Planner right here. And then we're going to use the discover new keywords function. So here you have to type in sort of a primary niche or keyword. For example, you could put dad shirt and you get associated ones. You could put, let's do plant shirt instead. So it's a slightly more specific niche. One thing to note as well is the location. So for me, it's set to United Kingdom by default. So for most of you, you probably want to change this to the USA. And then you just want to hit save down here and click on get results. And now it's going to show you a lot of Google search terms and how often they've been typed in on average per month. So we can sort this by average monthly searches as well by clicking on this header right here. And now we'll get a lot of different ideas. And not all of these are going to be good niches. Like, I'm not saying that, especially some of the higher sort of monthly search volumes will be quite competitive, like cactus t-shirt. I'm guessing things like plant mum shirt, they'll also be quite competitive, but you can find some very interesting search terms here and sort of small sub niches within an overarching niche. For example, let's look through some of these ones right here and let's try out let's root for each other. I'm just going to copy this search term. It's getting a decent amount of monthly searches, and I think even if this is lower, even if this said 10 to 100, you will still find some good niches where you can get 2 or 3 sales a month. It doesn't have to be much, but that can definitely add up over time. So let's type let's root for each other into Amazon. Here we go. This has got 143 results, which is very, very small. And if we look down at the BSRs, there is a lot of shirts that are doing pretty well. So 100k BSR, 200k. Some of these are Amazon FBA and not merch, but still this is a merch for Amazon shirt right here. Scrolling down further, these are all Amazon merch t-shirts, and they all have besides these two on the right, they all have pretty good BSRs. So I didn't check the phrase itself for trademarks, by the way, so I don't know if this is trademark free, but I just want to show you an example as to how I would go about using the keyword planner to try and look for new sort of micro niches to target. This is obviously sort of a gardening design, but the good thing is if these smaller niches actually get search volume and you start to get sales within these sub niches, then you can also rank higher within the overarching niche of gardening t-shirt and get extra organic traffic that way. So definitely worth trying out this strategy. Really cool and effective from what I found, and I hope it helps you out as well. Resource number 7 is a quick, shameless plug of my own free resources that you can access by clicking on freebies right here. This just has a variety of bundles that can help you out with print on demand. Essentially, my most recent addition are the 12 Midjourney t-shirt prompts right here. So these will get you some really nice results. It's a PDF file, and yeah, you can use them for Midjourney mainly, but they probably also work or give you a base to work off for other AI generators. So besides that, we've got a free sort of starter bundle with sunsets, rainbows, decorative text elements, and that is really handy. And all of these are available for download for free, and you can use them commercially. I occasionally add new stuff to this, so definitely keep an eye on it. If you look at this in another month or 2 months time, there might be something new for you to download. Next up, we've got another design tool. This one is called Inkscape, and it's actually a free way to create and edit vectors, which is really cool. I thought you could only do that with Illustrator if you pay for it, but apparently there's a really nice piece of software right here that can also do it for free. So thanks for the people who commented under my videos recently and made me aware of it. I don't really know how to use this very well because I am just mainly into Illustrator, but just from playing around with it for a while, I can tell this is definitely really useful for vector editing. So if you've never had the budget for Illustrator, this is definitely a cool tool to try out. It even has a pen tool, as you can see right here, which is one of the cool USPs within Illustrator in my opinion, because you can create custom shapes with this pen tool very easily. Now that's not a very nice shape, but it's just a demonstration to show you that it works. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube that will help you understand this software and its toolbars more easily. I can't really help you out much with this because I've never used it much, but I thought I'd make you aware of it in case you want to edit vectors but don't want to pay for Illustrator. Tool number 9 is for all of the beginners that are watching, because DS Amazon Quick View is a must-have Chrome extension. It shows you the BSR for Amazon products, and BSR, in case you didn't know, stands for Best Seller Rank, and the way it works is the lower the BSR, the more a t-shirt is selling or a product is selling, because it is all relative to each other. The number one ranked product within a category is selling the best in that category. And the highest ranked product within that category, it might be, I don't know, 10 million or something in terms of the BSR, that is selling the least. And everything in between, you know, it goes up and down. This is only an indication as to how well a product is selling. It doesn't actually show you how many sales the product gets, but it still massively helps you when identifying what niches to sell in and which ones not to sell in. With t-shirts specifically, or merch by Amazon specifically, we usually perceive a BSR above 1 million as quite a slow seller, something that sells maybe a couple of times a month, once a month, something like that. Whereas some of the best selling t-shirts within Merch by Amazon are usually around the 1000 BSR mark. They're literally getting hundreds and hundreds of sales a day. A median BSR that most people can achieve is probably around the, I don't know, 300 to 500k mark. That is fairly common, and that means fairly regular daily sales. Tool number 10 is a free Redbubble tag generator. This can be found on Merch Titan's website, and it's helped me a lot in the past with writing my listings, because even if you don't sell on Redbubble, this will still give you a ton of relevant keywords that can help you get found more easily. So let's say, for example, we're creating a fishing theme design. Then you just want to type in your primary keyword down here, fishing, and then click on Get Tags, and after a few seconds it will show you a long list of keywords, and these are ranked from sort of most occurrences to least. So most to least important. Not all of them might apply to your fishing design, but you'll often find some really interesting keywords to help you out. For example, fly fishing, then we've got nature, lake, bass fishing, trout right here, type of fish, wildlife, river. So some of these are really, really interesting. Fishing rod as well might be good for some designs. Angler, right? That is an easy one to forget, angler and angling. Lots and lots of cool ideas. You can also click on format and copy tags right here. So now it's already copied them to my clipboard, but as you can see now they're in a different format and they're a bit easier to work with rather than having them in the table. So check this out. I use this all the time, and it's massively helped me with making my listings and my descriptions, title, tags, all of that way easier. Next up, we've got Adobe Color, which is a really nice color scheme generator that you can use in various different ways. So you can create your own color scheme right here. You've got various different color harmonies that you can apply. For example, monochromatic. This will keep the colors within the same hue and gives a very nice effect. You can also click through these right here. Triad, complementary is quite a nice one. So as you can see, as soon as you change one color, the others adjust accordingly, and this is really, really useful. So a few other ways to use this site: you could extract a color scheme from an image. So just upload any photo into here, any image, and you will get a color scheme accordingly to that image. You can also click on explore, and here you can scroll through what other people have shared. You can filter this by different categories. So we click on summer colors, we could click on synthwave, for example, very vibrant color schemes in this one, or you could search for a specific keyword. So let's say autumn. What if we wanted to create an autumn design? Right, you get a lot of variety for this as well. If you scroll down a bit, I think this one, for example, looks quite nice. If you click into these, you can copy the colors or the hex codes individually. You could download them as a JPEG, and you could add it to your Adobe library for easy access within the tools. And you've got various other options here as well. So definitely a really handy website that can help make your t-shirt designs look a lot nicer. Next up, we've got Public Domain Vectors. This is a really cool resource that has over 70,000 vector images that are in the public domain. That means you can use them however you want. That's the point of public domain. And if you don't believe me, you can also click on this part of their website right here, public domain, and it is explained right here in more detail. So you can copy, modify, distribute, and perform the work even for commercial purposes without asking permission. And they also say that you don't have to link back to public domain vectors. They welcome it, but it's not required. So even though some of these images right here have sort of a copyright symbol, or what seems like a copyright symbol at the bottom, that doesn't mean anything. That's just their logo, and the copyright symbol is crossed out That's the idea behind it. One thing or one way you can use this website is by typing in your niche, so the primary keyword of your niche, and you'll find some associated graphics. What I like to do as well is type in silhouette, and that way you can often find some useful silhouettes of animals, people, trees, someone cycling. You know, there's lots and lots of cool graphics right here that you could easily apply to a vintage sunset, for example, or an American flag if you wanted to. And yeah, silhouettes are just a good way to go in that sense. That's not the only way to use this website. There's various different categories. We've got animals, architecture, flags, always very popular for different countries, food and drink, nature, etc, etc. So check this one out. It's really handy, especially if you don't want to invest into any graphics resources, then this is a good place to start. And a quick bonus resource for you, in case you didn't know, Creative Fabrica actually has over 200,000 freebies on their website. And this includes fonts, SVGs, graphics, and also classes. Now, these are definitely really handy, and you don't even need to sign up to a trial. You know how usually you can get a free trial with Creative Fabrica and you can download, I think, up to 10 graphics. This is not included within that trial thingy. It's separate. You only have to create a Creative Fabrica account, and then you can download these for free. And there's a lot of graphics right here. Most of the freebies are actually graphics. If I go back to the menu right here, click on free graphics, as you can see, we've got 216,000 results, a wide variety here for various different niches. You can use these commercially, but some specific rules apply in terms of how to use them commercially. And I go over this in one of my recent videos where I not only explain the rules to you, but also create an example design that is definitely fine to use with some of these freebies. So if you want to learn more about these and how to access and use this abundance of free print on demand graphics, then make sure to check out this video next, where I tell you everything you need to know.